We are living in a world, in an era, if you will, where AI is having a revolution. I originally thought of this idea when I first started writing the script back in July of 2020, that this was already way overdue. But I'm glad I waited, because little did I know how crazy and wild AI has evolved, and wanted to make an insight of this. Because with something fun and new, there's always something that needs restrictions. Now, I don't want to go too far back, since AI has been advancing for quite longer than just the roaring 20s. But at least talk about AI softwares and programs that really started to pop off, if you will. Let's start off with a program that's been around for quite some time, Topaz. More specifically, Topaz Labs AI. Now, Topaz AI has a lot of products ranging from denoise AI, sharpened AI, mask AI, and possibly their most popular software of all time, Gigapixel AI and Video Enhanced AI. I say, quote, at the time because they would soon be rebranded as Photo AI and Video AI. Denoise AI, well, denoise is an image. Sharpen AI sharpens any images. Mask AI masks out the background or foreground, you get the point. And the two famous products, Gigapixel AI and Video Enhanced AI. For Gigapixel, it takes the existing image and not only doesn't analyze the existing surrounding pixels, but makes, quote, guesses on what the image is or fills in the extra pixels to create what looks like a high-res image of what it's, quote, looking at. Video Enhanced AI does the exact same thing, but with video. You do, however, get a lot more options than Gigapixel for different video issues, if you will. There are different modes or models for upscaling the video quality for different needs, purposes, or whatever the fuck is wrong with your video besides resolution. Now, there is a new version of both Gigapixel and Video Enhanced AI. They basically do the same thing, but with larger improvements. Huh? Flashbang, introducing Dane App and Rife. Both Dane and Rife are both frame interpolators. That is somehow a real word, by the way. Basically, what they do is they do frame interpolation or motion compensation frame interpolation, MCFI, if you really want to get technical and sound smart. What it does is they generate additional frames between the existing ones in a video sequence. This is done by estimating the motion between two frames and creating a new frame that represents an intermediate stage of that motion. By adding these intermediate frames, frame interpolation basically effectively increases the frame rate of the video technically. So it can turn 30, 16, or even 24 FPS video into 60 FPS, 120 FPS, or higher. Although that might cause some bugs. So what's the difference between Rife and Dane? Well, Dane is more GPU based, and so the higher end / better graphics card you have, the less time it'll take to render. Versus with Rife, it doesn't go as intense or hard on your GPU, but leads into some weird and warpy distortion, while with Dane, you might get some small artifacts. Which is why I personally dislike Rife. Keep in mind, while useful and cool as it isn't perfect by any means. You'll definitely get artifacts. But if you can't afford a camera that doesn't allow higher frame rate somehow, or cannot afford a high-end slow motion camera, then this is a pretty good alternative. But also, your phone has slow motion features, so unless you don't have a phone or want to mess around with it, then Dane, or Rife, can be a bit interesting to mess around with. While frame interpolation can enhance video quality to an extent, it isn't always necessary or desirable. It can sometimes result in a soap opera effect where the motion in the video appears unnaturally smooth, although it does have its controversies. While its main purpose was for live action footage, some people tried to use it for animation, which resulted in some of the most cursed results. While some were funny, most people looked down upon it. Although, hot take incoming, there are some results that do look pretty slick. I mean, not good, but like pretty okay, alright? Fight me in the comments, I don't care. Some animators use it as a tool and just clean up the fuck-ups it has. Although I'm pretty sure there's a better option for that. I think I saw it in a long-ass YouTube video once before. I don't know. I think I commented on it too. But overall, interpolating cartoon animation is very cursed and weird looking. Whoa, newsflash! Text to images now exist. Welcome to DALL-E Mini, the new hot crave where you can turn text into images. It's like searching on Google Images, but on drugs. What's this? Can't access regular DALL-E through OpenAI? Well, DALL-E Mini was the place to go. There was a whole Twitter account dedicated to it. I swear, I couldn't enter Twitter without seeing an AI-generated image through DALL-E Mini. Essentially how it worked. It was an AI model that generated images based on the prompts given to it. The model, very similar to DALL-E by OpenAI, by a lot by the way, was trained on a massive database of text and images and can generate realistic images from text descriptions. Okay, well, maybe in 2021, I wouldn't say it was photorealistic, but fast forwarding to today, and we have more that have spawned into the mix, like Crayon, Midjourney, DALL-E 3, and Microsoft Bing AI image generator, that was a mouthful, were the main top dogs. Nowadays, you can find hundreds of AI image generators. To be real blunt with you, most of them kind of fucking suck. Nowadays, companies had to purposely make their AI image generator to tone it down, because images would be trending only for people to find out it was AI generated. But some people started to realize something. While a lot of these results were uncanny, asking it to make a rough sketch as a drawing didn't look that bad. Surprisingly. Stable Diffusion, everybody! Okay, well, kinda. Stable Diffusion is what made AI drawings a bit more possible. But what really started to blow up was, and I'm not kidding when I say this, Waifu Diffusion. That's right, Waifu Diffusion was a fine-tuned Stable Diffusion model that had been conditioned on a debatably high-quality anime images. The most popular one I was able to find was created by a couple of people, Haru and Salt. While Stable Diffusion was more for a generalized purpose model that can be used to generate a wide variety of images and drawings, kind of similar to the others I mentioned earlier, Waifu Diffusion really just focused on, well, generating anime images. Although it's not too off-putting, it is, to have it attempt to generate live images. It would soon not be limited to anime drawings, literally almost any art style. This would soon become such a huge controversy. Artists raising their pens saying how it is cheating and stealing from them. Essentially, how it would work is basically similar to DALL-E. It is trained on millions of art that were posted online. Now, quick side note, this is a very overgeneralization and some AI companies don't do this, but for simple terms, this is how it works. It is trained on a large data set of images and drawings collectively, so it can assess and make the results actually look decent and not a hot garbage mess. During training, the model learns patterns and features from other images. When you give it a text prompt, it uses what it learned to generate a new and unique image. So while it doesn't directly copy an art style, it draws upon the knowledge it was gained during its training process. Some artists at the time would vocally say how their art was stolen from AI. The problem is, the majority of them never really showed the AI generated image that stole their art or art style. Not saying that they were lying, but it was just kind of taking their word for it. However, fast forward to now, we are actually starting to see this now. There's a popular website called haveibeentrained.com. It works exactly how you think. It ironically uses AI to figure out if the art style has been trained or not. It could sometimes show false positives, and it isn't 100% accurate by any means, but it is a tool. Speaking of tools, this is where a double-edged sword comes into play. As tools, rather than having it generate a final product and claiming it as theirs. You can take this in as you will. Most artists do use AI as a tool for different purposes, and I don't think we should hate on the idea of using it as such if clearly not used for malicious intent. What really annoys me is how that argument has been done to death. It's a valid argument, and I will come back to this later, but the issue is that it's been overused a lot, and that's what annoys me. I may not be a professional artist, or artist at all really. People have seen me attempt to do art in the past, but I do know a lot of good friends who are artists and majoring in it. I know this is such a hot topic for a vast majority of people, but just hear the other side, that being my friends, so not my words. They, not all of them, have used it before as a tool to help guide, not copy any art style, but to get a generalization on what they envision could look like, and take inspiration from what it generated to create something new. And this is something I kind of want to touch base on. Essentially, what the AI is really doing is it's taking references of millions of drawings and creating something new and unique. That was its original purpose. What is the difference between a human looking at an image and an AI looking at that exact same image, both using it as a reference to generate something new? It's a very difficult topic. sit tight because I'm going to try and explain this the best I can. The AI isn't saving an entire image, but mostly parts and patterns of that said image. It isn't directly copying off of a 1x1 image by full, but rather tiny bits of it. They basically are trained to diffuse, hence the name diffusion, an image into static or white noise, and then reversing that process to record the part where it took the static to become an image. By repeating this process with different seeds or static and with millions of images, the AI learns how to use those same paths with completely random seeds of noise or static to diffuse into a new image based on the text prompt, which helps guide it. So while the full image isn't stored, the bits and pieces and the process it takes are. And they really aren't that big file sizes. No images are being stored in the model that the AI programs use to generate art. However, there are AI generators that use image to image rather than text to image. Basically, you can input an already existing image and have the AI modify it and output a slightly different result. On top of that, throw in a bunch of wannabes and copycats, everyone trying to be the next best AI generator, and things start to get blurry. A lot of people are using image to image AI edits rather than text to image. It's almost like taking the image and editing it in Photoshop, just minus any sort of skill and just having the AI do it for you. A lot of people say that you need skill, and AI doesn't have skill. But the Oxford Dictionary definition says the ability to do something well, and some of these AI generators are scarily more than well. Listen, I am mainly explaining all of this because this is what the majority of AI generators do. I am in no way supporting theft of any kind. But now, in 2024, so many copycats are now here that it's almost hard to know if this is the technique they're doing now. What turned into a fascinating new thing turned into a huge controversy to then something overused, done, and flat out annoying. Back in 2022, when I was revising this project, I had contacted a few artists at the time, lowest being from 100 followers to the highest being 6 million followers. How I managed to get a response from them is honestly insane to me. To keep it short, I told them about the prompt idea of, quote, the story of, and I got approval from them for me to try it out for this video. Obviously, this was back in 2022, and a lot has changed. I told them I would share them the results with them, and surprise, surprise, the AI couldn't replicate any of their art style. I would try today, but I would rather do it under their consent again first. I don't condone these clearly awful practices of AI art, but the idea of it was fascinating that AI was able to generate something just out of pure text. Even the artist I had contacted still thought it was an interesting concept and didn't try to bash on me for this idea or demonized me. Look, things have changed, and the practices may have also changed. It's been so overdue and done to death that it starts to get repetitive and, well, annoying. Kind of like those Disney Pixar animated AI posters you would see. Disney contacted Microsoft about it and reached a settlement, but Disney only did it because it was generating the Disney logo rather than the animation style, because you cannot copyright an art style. Fun fact, copyright doesn't protect things like style or genre, because doing so would limit the ways that others can create other works, ultimately thereby chilling their ability to express themselves through their works. Although I find it a little funny because what is stopping me from creating my own animation poster without the use of AI and go onto Google Images, type down Disney logo, and bam, PNG image right there. I don't know where I was going with that. I thought it was funny. What also annoyed me is that these same people who hated AI art
had no problem with AI voices. Wait, this isn't my voice.
Wow, AI voices are now here. Now, this isn't necessarily a new thing. Back in 2016, Adobe did a presentation showcasing an early stage development of audio manipulation. They called it Adobe Voco. It was an unreleased audio editing and generating prototype software that allowed you to edit and input text over an existing audio file of someone speaking and have them say something they've never said. It was, quote, Photoshop for voices. Ultimately, this project never came to release. But fast forward and here we are today with so many AI audio clones now. For example, Divisive, Sovitcivic, 11 Labs.
11 Labs really did not do my voice justice here.
That's not how I sound. What the fuck? Google Colab, Yes, that's real. Look it up. Kits, music, like the list goes on. And even when updating the script, there are more being produced. Some bad. Okay, mostly bad, but still. These AI voice cloning is a bit different because it uses both AI and machine learning, which I will get into later, to make this possible. First, the AI listens to several samples of the voice it's going to clone. This could be someone speaking quickly, slowly, or even singing. The AI pays attention to the unique qualities of the voice, like its rhythm, pitch, and sometimes accent. Second, the AI uses machine learning, a type of computer programming, to understand the patterns in the voice. It creates a unique, quote, voice print, a digital representation of the speaker's voice. Lastly, once the AI has learned enough about the voice, it can then generate a synthetic version of it. This means it can produce speech that sounds very similar to the original voice. Now, I think you guys can see how terrible this can go. But, as you can see on the internet, a lot of these AI voices are mainly done through AI covers.
I'm begging you to put your loving hand down, baby. I want to throw you out just like my broken TV. And now the end is near.
Smash like if you want to see me do an AI cover. Wait, how the fuck would that work? These AI covers are mostly machine learning half the time because it basically uses the AI voice model you train it and then overlays it onto an existing singer's voice that sung the song. OpenAI was also in this game for quite a while with OpenAI Jukebox. It uses AI to generate instrumentals, but it's a bit uncanny. This definitely had its controversies. Taking samples of somebody's voice without their consent? Wild. There are some that sound so good like the original user that it's sometimes hard to tell what is AI anymore. Some people use it for simple uses with no harm, while others use it for memes. And then some with malicious intent. It is really such a weird thing to exist right now. I personally think these AI covers are funny. There are some funny results to these, but I also have limits on what's pushing boundaries. I don't think it's a good idea to use it to mislead people or use it for malicious intent. I would hate to see that happen to people, my friends, myself, or anyone, peers or not. Again, there are going to be people who really dislike this technology, and it's understandable, considering now that everyone can use it however they like. That's the scary part. I'm just waiting for the day where we won't be able to use audio, photos, or even video evidence because they could just be claimed to be AI generated. Wait, did I say video? Again, baby! That's right, NVIDIA made a post sample showing text to video. It looks awful, I know. This is the newest crave right now that's going nowhere. There are some people who spend a lot of time making AI art videos only to get it completely shit on because of how inconsistent it is. I've seen a couple people do this, and I think the idea and the project is interesting, but acting cocky about it just pushes me the wrong way. While it's funny to see the inconsistency and bash on it for it, I'll say the idea concept they had was interesting to have the AI animate, even if it's shit at it. You guys may have a completely different opinion, and that's fine. I'll touch on the subject again in just a moment, but I think it's time we finally mention the most talked about, most popular AI right now.
It took Netflix more than 3 years to reach 1 million users, but it took ChatGPT just 5 days. Techies everywhere short-circuiting with excitement.
ChatGPT. ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence tool that belongs to a category of generative AI.
Students are cheating with artificial intelligence.
One of the many concerns about artificial intelligence is its potential to help students cheat.
I think if this technology goes wrong, it can go quite wrong.
When the New York Public School District blocked access to the popular artificial intelligence tool ChatGPT earlier this month.
OMG, ChatGPT is about to make my life 10 times easier.
How does artificial intelligence work? I spent a whole year asking this question, and
To say that you think that your work might be dangerous and you're not releasing it is kind of like you think it's much more dangerous than other people's work.
it's not going to go away.
Kelly Gibson's AP literature students are discussing artificial intelligence.
What I would like to see you guys do in this discussion is really be able to kind of vet how you feel about this.
She's talking about ChatGPT, the new bot that can spit out college-level essays in seconds.
What was your reaction when you first encountered ChatGPT?
My first reaction was absolutely panic.
A professor at Texas A&M University Commerce is on blast for accusing his students of using ChatGPT on their final assignments.
It's kind of like you're saying that your stuff is so good that it's, it's too powerful for you, I can't release it or whatever.
The best thing about ChatGPT is it's very confident. Puts on this patina of credibility every time it spits something out.
It is specifically designed for conversational language and is capable of generating responses to input in a way that mimics human conversation. That description, by the way, comes from ChatGPT itself.
The tool was released for testing in November 2022. Since then, millions of people around it.
ChatGPT. ChatGPT is probably one of the most versatile and user-friendly AI tools currently available. It's not just a static program, it's more like a dynamic conversational partner that can assist with a wide range of tasks. Whether you're a student needing help with homework, a writer looking for a creative inspiration, or a developer in need of coding assistance, ChatGPT can adapt to your needs. What sets ChatGPT apart is its ability to understand and generate natural language. This isn't just about processing words, it's about grasping nuance, context, and even humor to some extent. The technology behind it, based on its transformer architecture, allows it to generate responses that aren't pre-written but are created in real time, tailored to the specifics of the conversation. Moreover, ChatGPT's ethical framework and the continuous efforts to mitigate biases and misinformation demonstrate OpenAI's commitment to responsible AI development. While it's not perfect and is still learning from user interactions, it represents a significant step forward in creating AI that interacts with us in a more human-like way. As we look to the future, the potential applications of ChatGPT and similar AI tools are vast, from enhancing educational resources to providing companionship and mental health support. The possibilities are as diverse as they are exciting. In a world where technology is increasingly interwoven with our daily lives, ChatGPT is a glimpse into a future where AI assists us more personal and meaningful ways. That entire segment I just read was entirely written by ChatGPT itself. Think of it as a robust version of Cleverbot instead of the controversy of it not being a real bot. I remember ChatGPT as far back as 2018, believe it or not. It did exist back in the day, but it was labeled as GPT-2 and was very limited. In 2018, I wasn't 100% sure on how to use it because instead of having a UI or a website interface, it was all done through command prompt or Python. I wasn't too familiar with the formatting of the AI at the time, so I never got a chance to use it until GPT-3 was released to the public. It got 1 million users in just 1 week. Fast forward to ChatGPT-4, and it's a powerhouse. Keep in mind, you are consistently reminded that it can sometimes spew false information. Remember, this AI is trained through the entire internet. Do not believe everything you see on the internet. ChatGPT is trained on the internet. so they put cautions there. Even though people fucking ignore those cautions and take it to Twitter watching spew false information on how ChatGPT is unreliable. ChatGPT is probably the one AI that is talked about more than any of the others I've mentioned in this video. ChatGPT was so powerful that schools started banning the use of ChatGPT because students would use it to write essays and do their homework for them. It can generate sentences that pass Grammarly plagiarism checkers. When you ask the same question twice, it never repeats itself. It will give you the same answer, but word it entirely different. Companies saw the potential of this, that Microsoft invested $10 billion into OpenAI. ChatGPT 4 now has access to image generation, DALL-E 3, browse the web through Bing search, read images, do analysis, and so much more. It's crazy. The cutoff date is continuously updating. Originally, its cutoff knowledge date was November 2021. Then it was January 2022. Then April 2023. Now, its cutoff date, for some, as of recording this video, is November of 2023. It has gotten so big that people started making AI detectors for teachers or people to check and see if strings of sentences were AI generated. Now, I should point out that these AI detectors are incredibly hit or miss, because you can write a serious, proper paper, email, or whatever, and it can give you a false positive. You hear it all the time on r/ChatGPT subreddit. Yes, that exists. Students posting onto the subreddit on how their teachers or professors gave them a bad score because they used these detectors and it popped up as, some sentence of theirs as AI generated. It is never perfect, and I personally wouldn't use it for a final decision like that, especially when grading papers like that. I know it's hard to decipher which is AI generated or not, but reading these stories are just a glimpse on what students in the future are gonna have to experience. With the rise of ChatGPT, everyone wanted to join on this AI hype train now. This is primarily thanks to mainstream media covering this topic, talking about ChatGPT, and now since everyone's using it, some want their cake and eat it too. We have Bing AI, Bard, Discord Clyde, Rip Clyde, Freedom GPT, Character AI, even Elon Musk jumped onto the train and made a Gork AI. Supposedly an AI that has real-time information. It doesn't. Everybody needs a chatbot nowadays. They all want their own ChatGPT. So many AI chatbots are now spewing out, and it could kind of all be thanks to OpenAI, considering they put parts of their ChatGPT source out in the open. Of course, with restrictions, so it's still using their servers, but dear God, there are so many of them. AI has expanded so much that we've gone through almost everything. Video, frame rate, art, animation, instrumentals, voice, chatting. Shoot, I'm waiting for the day AI can edit videos for me. No, I am not counting Autopod. That is machine learning and not AI. We have gone so far that AI is just now a buzzword, and I hate it. There are weird ads saying that certain products are AI powered, when in reality, they're just machine learning. I made a huge ass rant in this video on how Autopod is shit because I used it, but just for your guys' sake, I'll make a whole separate video about it. Whether you like it or dislike it, AI is here to stay with us, and we have to learn to coexist with it. I may have sounded cynical or maybe too soft on some of these AIs I've mentioned. Whether you agree, disagree, or be able to view the other side, at the end of the day, AI is advancing faster than ever now. It's the new trend now of excitement. I remember back in 2015, a lot of this stuff was unheard of, or at the very least, very, very difficult to do. The craziest thing back then was deepfake. We didn't have the computing power at the time, and now that we're here, everyone wants their cake and eat it too. I personally see a lot of these AIs as tools, just as any other real-life item. It can be and will be misused, but does that mean we have to outright ban it? Or at the very least put in regulations for AI use and misuses? Or will putting regulations encourage the idea for people to push the boundaries and misuse them? Believe it or not, a lot of creative ideas were put into the works with AI assisting or with the use of AI. You see a lot of these companies wanting to dip their toes into waters about AI, and people are on strike for it. I mean, originally due to not being paid enough, but might as well throw AI into the mix. Because why not? I don't think AI will replace artists, writers, animators, or anything of that sort. Because artificial intelligence isn't human intelligence. We designed AI to do many things, but also one thing: have machines imitate human intelligence to help us assist. We were able to have machines use AI to detect types of cancer far quickly than humans can, and how it could possibly treat it? Now that's insane. We've had AI be more accurate and efficient with diagnosis, treatment, help us with security, and even help with integration of vision. I'm getting a bit carried away here. The point is, AI is advancing faster than we can process it now. And while I will admit, it is getting overwhelming and annoying, I understand the frustration and your excitement. It's a sentiment shared by many. As we stand on the brink of this technological revolution, I think it's crucial to remember that the future of AI is not just in the hands of developers or corporations, but in ours as well. It's a collaborative journey of ethics, innovation, and understanding, whether we're ready for it or not. AI is reshaping our world, offering new possibilities and challenges alike. So, as we navigate this uncharted territory, let's approach AI with, at the very least, a balanced perspective, if we can. I mean, I know we're all good at jumping to conclusions. Trust me, I'm there too, so like, I get you. Embracing its potential while being mindful of its pitfalls. Ultimately, the path AI takes is the one that we create, together. The question isn't just about what AI can do for us, but also what we, as a society, choose to do with AI.